For joining me today. We just got back to home base in Florida here a few days ago. We've been on the road for 67 days, Florida to Seattle, over to Maine and down. One of the last stops we did was the Overland Expo East in Arrington, Virginia. We like the event a lot. That's on this video. So what you'll be seeing is that. We also met Commonwealth 4x4. They are a adventure vehicle, overlanding vehicle builder, primarily Jeeps and some other platforms as well. And we talked to them quite a bit, and we'll be adding another adventure vehicle to the group here. So that should be fun. And Clay and his team at Commonwealth 4x4 out of Kentucky, near Lexington, I believe, are going to be doing the build. We should get it sometime spring of 2025. I hope you enjoy this. And if you want more detailed information on vendors and things like that, I will do a link down below for the Instagram live that I did when I walked through. It's probably a good half-hour long, but I talked to some other vendors and things like that at it too. So take a look at that, and then I will link several companies in the description below. You can check them out and enjoy. I hope to be seeing you on the trail. Bye. Checked in, and we are in the forest camping area, so we're headed up there now.
Get our spot. Here's the dude. Yes, sir.
Take them right here. See some wind flash and take you through the woods. You may be better off camping in the field so you don't catch a landrunner.
Oh, he wants us to go this way.
We can camp anywhere inside the fence, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Just keep the main road clear.
Okay. You want to be in the field or in the woods? I think we want to be in the field.
I want to be in the field. Let's look for where we want to go. Over on this side, in between here, these two. Is that too close?
I don't think so.
No, that's good. That's perfect.
Right here.
Yeah. This is good. This is good.
Mind if we come beside you? Well, there's where the main event is. And then we are camped up here in the forest camping area.
Come on, baby.
So they do have a shuttle from the forest camping area up here down to the event. We'll probably walk it
Yeah, we need the steps.
at least a couple times.
Come on.
It's been a steady stream of vehicles into the event all morning. We were here about 8:30 or 8:45, got in about 9 to this area, which is the forest camping area.
Let's go to the road.
And we have a short walk down to the event, which they also have a shuttle. You can see right there. That I believe runs all day. We're gonna walk, get some steps in. So we've seen every make of van here, all upgraded. Storyteller, of course. I always like to look at the important stuff first. Like what's underneath and what's on the outside. I don't really care that much what's on the outside. I see tons of tours of these things, but nobody ever talks about any of this stuff. What's going on down here? What's different?
So it's Ram 5500 chassis. So
Okay.
we go through and we add liquid spring suspension. So you have a few different drive modes along with that. And on top of that, you have a few different drive heights as well. So you go from 12 feet all the way up to 12.7, along with drive. You can have comfort mode, sport mode, and the normal mode. So that just raises up the box. So if you're doing that true like off-grid, off-road driving capability. 41-inch tires, D-lock wheels. And everything on the liner, it's a Patriot liner, so it's sprayed. When you brush up against something, it definitely helps protect your body and your shell. 6.7 liter Cummins.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Of course, there's right and ATM. How convenient.
This isn't where we get the other stuff, right?
Are you day tripping or are you out camping?
Because they're back where they're supposed to be, right? This is the self-build area. thought that was the embassy at first.
Hi everyone, my name's Shelby and I'm Shelb Says on YouTube, and I'm driving the Aeon RV for the next 6 months, and this is a 4 seasons RV. It's made out of a total composite, which you can see that material right here. It has an insane insulated R value. It's like a Yeti cooler pretty much, so whether you're in extreme hot or extreme cold, you're gonna stay comfortable inside. It's on a Ford Transit chassis, so it is all-wheel drive. And yeah, we have a huge garage, which you could fit some bikes in there.
Skis, bikes.
Skis. This is the prototype, so there's typically 2 water tanks in the garage, so you have lots of water.
Some seat belts in, you can put like 6 kids back there.
I know, it looks so good. Yeah, and then this is an option, but a fold-out table, which is super nice for cooking outside. There's an induction stove, which you can run the cord from the inside, which we like to do for making coffee and breakfast in the morning.
What kind of power system does it have?
We use a Victron electric system, and then we have the mini split air conditioner heater. We also have an S-bar gas heater. The bathroom is probably one of my favorite parts. It's the entryway, which a lot of people are like, why would you do that?
It's like a wet bath. You can change from skiing or hiking or whatever you're doing
there's
outside.
a vent, so you can actually hang your clothes in there. There's a clothesline too, so you can hang them up before going into your living space and just let them all dry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
How many amp hours of power? There's probably options for different levels.
So
Right?
the standard is 6 batteries, which is what we have in this one, and that's 600 amp hours. And then we have 800 watts of solar, and then yeah, there's an inverter. So when you're driving, it'll also charge.
And you're not going to use as much power because of the composite or the insulation value and all
that. In terms of power, like it's pretty efficient.
Right.
Even the hot water heater, which is really cool. When you're driving, the coolant lines keep the water hot for up to 3 days. So you don't even have to use your power for your hot water heater.
Yeah, we're in a Sprinter van, so it's like basically an oven when you're in the sun, right?
Yep.
So this would be different than that.
Yeah, we were in a truck camper before that in the 1970s, which is like a tin can pretty much.
Yeah.
So to see, it's literally like a Yeti cooler on wheels. It's so insulated. The pass-through from the van into the RV also has an insulated door, so you're not going to get that heat from your vehicle or the super cold if you're in a cold climate coming into your vehicle. Like it's really insulated.
Awesome.
It's great for an outdoorsman.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the Baja class? The Q&A session?
Excellent information. Lots of good pointers. She created a map book for Baja, which the guy that's been going down there for 30-something years said is the best book to get. But yeah, lots of good information. And I'm going back for her 3 o'clock class, which is bouncing around Baja. So yeah, it's gathering information for the month of January when we're going to be down there with our friends. For you. You know? Oh, you got a jacket.
Yeah, I think I want a shirt.
Okay.
Or maybe a hat. So they're still rolling in here. There's a lot of day pass people, but a lot of campers too. I'd say
Still coming in, yeah.
I don't know, 1,000 campers maybe. Individual rigs.
Look at that one. Got that in there.
Yeah, Econoline. Ford Econoline. Let's go look. Econoline.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's really modified too. The suspension. Hey, so we're gonna walk up this hill here. Yeah. So up here, first place I went to camp, I had to put her in four-wheel drive to get out of because there's some mud up there. It rained up here quite a bit in the hurricane, I'm assuming. So if it rains this weekend, this little road here will get a little bit interesting. Let's make it more fun.
How you doing?
We opted for the shuttle ride up the way up.
Yeah, we're going out until 9 p.m. tonight, so we'll definitely be back and forth.
All right, cool.
Awesome. They're still streaming in.
They are. I think a lot of it's probably the weekend campers at this point. Probably. You guys, are you guys
Further left.
are over there yet?
That van there on the left with
Put the flag on the back.
Right here. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
Whoa.
Sorry, Mr.
Yep. Thank you.
Your tires look like this when you come to an overlanding event? I think so.
Is it unlocked? I want to see that second one in line, that truck.
On shuttle on the way down to the event. You there, Cheryl? Pepper Punch Burger, that sounds good.
Sounds.
It's glamour-ish.
Anyhow, man, I was thinking about some tunes that some of my heroes had written, where the title of the song is a female's name. You know them. The Allman Brothers has that tune, Melissa, and Bob Dylan has a song called Sarah, and there's a million of them out there. You know, Jolene and all that. So I decided I wanted to do that, so I just fabricated a human being. I made up a woman and wrote a song about her. She's tall and fast. Her name is Veronica, and she sounds like this.
where he's wrapping up.
Back and say, "What's up? Why are you knocking on my door?" Or it could be law enforcement. Maybe you don't know.
So I'll start with that. Yeah. 99% of the time, it's going to be somebody who's like, "Oh, I've got a problem," or they're looking for help, or something like that, right? If they're knocking on the door,
well, you might be in an illegal parking spot.
Yeah.
No, right?
Well, here's the thing, conversations are usually the best thing to diffuse a situation, right? Tell them why, maybe you broke down, maybe you could come up with an excuse, something like that. We're really good at communicating, right? If you start doing something aggressive immediately, then you've already escalated things. In my opinion. I mean, these guys are a lot more professional than I am, so I'll let them think.
It would be more wildlife that I would be concerned with. I go to places that I know or places that my friends have been to that have told me when I'm by myself or when I'm just with other women. And I assess the area, listen to your gut. If your gut says this is uncomfortable, you always have the option of leaving. Even if you've set up your camp completely and something presents itself, good old boy comes in or whatever, and it makes you feel uncomfortable, just know that you can always pack up your stuff and leave. And another thing too is face the direction that you came in, that you want to leave, because you don't want to have to mess with backing up your vehicle and all that stuff when you're trying to leave the area abruptly. So
just to add to that, I'll get your question.
that would just be my suggestion.
Just to add to that, if you're in foreign lands, or I guess even in the US, listen to locals. Like we camped at a ruin in Guatemala, and people from a local town, we all set up, we were ready to have dinner, we were guiding people. Guy comes up and he says, "Yeah, you don't want to camp here." It's like they're bad people around. You probably want to move on. So we did. We packed everything up, went to a hotel. Just listen to them. People, 99% of the people in the world are actually nice people. It doesn't really gel in a class like this necessarily, but 99% of the people are really nice people, and they will look out for you and they'll try and help you.
Don't bear grudges, because something like bearing a grudge for days on end, or you've just got to be flexible.
She has a very large bug.
Oh!
It's not you like it?
I have one. It's right here.
Is it? Yeah. No. Seriously, they're invasive.
It's a lantern bug. They're invasive.
So they should go away?
Yeah.
Shaquille hired, we've been on a 67-day trip together, and so there's been some times when, just like you said, he might be 10%, he does all the driving, I try to help book things or whatever, look for things on the road or whatever. But I think for us, the thing that we've discovered, because this is our first length trip of this length, I think what we've discovered is having like a system in the morning or what we do every day when we get up, right? So I take care of the dog, he makes the coffee, we have cleaning we do every day of our van, we have a Sprinter van. And I think that's really helped us just to have that routine.
Yes. I like that expectation. And I teach it in my organization class. We have each individual tasks, and then we have joint tasks, and so we are always ready at exactly the same time to teach our specific tasks first, and then work on the joint tasks. So nobody's ever grumping at the other person. I need to leave by now. So
I think the one thing we struggle with, and may struggle with, is right now we still own a home, and we might sell it this coming spring, maybe if we get buyers. He would go full time in a heartbeat. I like to have a home base that I could go to of some kind, you know.
I can tell you, I was the same way. I've always had a place to go back to, and it was really sketchy selling the house. But probably one of the best things we did. Is the freedom of, you know, people would say, well, where are you from? Right here, right now. I mean, it just depends on where we're at. And we've seen so many beautiful places and met so many beautiful people. We've got friends all over the country now, you know, that, oh, well, if you come through Quebec, come and stop by our house.
Yeah.
Or our friend in Winnipeg, or friends up in Toyota and in Mexico and all over the place.
That's the full-time overlanding.
Oh, sorry.
So, you wanted to add something?
I will just say, you're right. He's not. Give it a, what would you say, at least a year? If only because the housing market is ghastly, and if you come out of some of those markets, you can't get back in. It's supposed to be fun. If it isn't fun, stop doing it, and don't get yourself trapped into, oh my gosh, we've sold the house, we really no longer have an option, until you're absolutely sure that you've reached his state of zen or what have you. That now this really is. A lot of people, this came with the photography thing, a lot of people go out buy $10,000 worth of cameras, and they don't know if they really like taking pictures. So, yeah, you hear where I'm going. Don't rush.
So I have asked when I was moderating this before, and I'm not going to ask, I'm going to tweak the question a little bit, because I used to ask what is the most serious fight you got into and how did you resolve it, but sometimes that reopens things. So I'm going to ask you, what is a memorable fight that you now laugh about because you're like, why on earth did we have the disagreement over this thing? If you can think about.
Fix your relationship first, then go wheeling, camping, overlanding, whatever you want to do. Because if you haven't fixed it, there used to be an adage of military marriages that military marriages either were stronger because of the military or they were weaker. And if they were a weak marriage, they would die.
Yeah.
The first, anyone know the term PCS, first change of station permit? You know, you get through that, everything else is easy. And I think that concept goes. You may need to talk less about the tactics of living in a vehicle and traveling, other than go to attend Graham's session on organizing, which would save our souls. It's really, if you have the relationship, traveling shouldn't make it much worse. Much.
We're, oh, what? We are, you know, we've both had prior marriages that were really bad. It's kind of like you rescue a dog that came from a bad life, and they know that they have a good life. Well, it's the same thing for us. And, you know, I don't believe we've ever had a real big fight. Have we argued? Sure. Anybody that says they don't argue, you always have a disagreement. It's how you deal with it.
You just settle it between you before you start throwing things.
And I'm not joking. Generally, it's my fault. You know, I do stupid stuff. But we always end up making up. And I mean, I think that's because this is my best friend in the entire world. I could not see my life without her. And I think that goes a long way. And if you're truly friends with each other, Overland will come naturally full time. It's funny because when something goes pear-shaped, there's never a fight. We just get things done. It's when things are mundane and we'll argue.
Put your hearing aids in, for the love of God. And I made a joke about the trailer, but that and marshaling when you're
Oh,
trying
God,
to
yes.
direct the driver. We used to do driver training at all these events, and we called the couples marshaling class therapy class because it really it's,
That can
it's
get spicy.
Trying to do something that you don't already both understand in the same way.
Well, my last fire station had a rescue boat. So I am very accustomed to driving trailers, backing trailers, and giving the ground hand signals to the person who is backing the trailer. For whatever reason,
I'm not so adept at listening.
he just he cannot figure out the hand signals. We've practiced. He has some sort of mental block. So we've had to. I modify it now, and I just tell him basically which way he needs to turn the wheel. So we had to find what worked better for us. But we have watched meltdowns at campgrounds with people backing trailers.
You get an adult beverage cocktail hour when people are parking trailers. It's hours of entertainment.
Yes.
Fans of what is it, Jerry Springer or this kind of stuff.
As long as you have somewhere to hide from objects being thrown.
Oh.
Yep.
And another thing is, I don't know where you are in your overlanding experience. Sometimes, like the expectation are different, or the adaptation is different. Someone may never be being cold, while the other person always being cold, or
You're on, you're off.
yeah. So, or you want to go like poop in the wood, or you need a toilet, and then if you try to, so I got a bunch of friends at home that want to do that stuff, going into the wood for a weekend or for a week, and then, sorry, I will say it from my man's side, but like their wife want to shower every night and cannot need a toilet and being sit. And maybe if you have like a big rig, it can happen and it can be really easy, but maybe that your first rig will not be that rig with this toilet and shower, and as you say earlier today. So that can be like very tough to realize that, okay, so we start to be organized. I buy a rooftop and this and this and this, and at the end, still, sorry, the end goal is very soft, but still saying that, oh, you still need that shower and hot shower every night, and you miss your hair blower. And okay, so then you will probably always fight at the end because you're not at the same level of expectation, and that's for a couple of friends. That was not the end of their couple, but that was the end of her with us that weekend or that week. So this is a thing that people need to know before overtaking such a trip, or to spending thousands of dollars to be equipped, to be well equipped, and at the end it goes anywhere. So that's the thing.
You have to be on the same page.
So let's go on to the next one. We'll have plenty of time for questions, I promise you. My name's Andy.